What's up, everybody? This is your boy DC Black coming to you yet again with another movie review. And as you guys can see, it's that time. Your boy is reviewing Lion King. Now, um, I will say this will be an absolute spoiler-free review, but I don't understand why I have to say that because it's like a 20-year-old movie. So, but I digress. It will be spoiler free because I don't want anyone getting butt hurt about the fact that this is a 20-year-old movie. Um, Actually, no. This will kind of be spoiler esque. Like this is a 20-year-old movie. If you ain't seen Lion King by now, it came out in '94. If you ain't seen Lion King by now, I don't know what you're doing with your life. The things that are different, I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to say anything about that. But the stuff that remained the same, I'm going to talk about it. Um, so I'm going to start off by saying that this was a movie that was highly anticipated. There was kind of trying to get myself kind of positioned right. Trying to get myself positioned right. There was a lot riding on this movie. There's a lot on the line. There, like me and my wife went to go see it with a couple of her friends that love Disney, and like I explained to her, I told her like this movie has one of two destinies. One way is that people are they're gonna remake the film, make it the same thing beat for beat, and people are going to either 50% of people are going to hate it, 25% of people are going to say they should have did something different, and they had the opportunity to do so, but they chose not to. And then the other 25 is going to sit there and say that they hate this movie because of the fact that um, they changed stuff, uh, and it's not Lion King anymore. Option B was that that they do things different, and in them doing things different, either 50% of people were going to be like they love this movie, um, they love this movie, and the other 50% is going to say they don't like this movie. Um, I am kind of, and I'll explain why, but I'm kind of in that percentile that was like, I mean, I really didn't care for it. Like, and the reason why I didn't care for it wasn't the fact that it was like super, super bad. Like, because it wasn't. Like, Lion King is an amazing movie. It's Hamlet with lions. Who wouldn't like that? Writes itself. Just take out the human characters in Hamlet, put in lions. You got yourself a good movie. Um, I didn't like. I didn't like certain characters. Their portrayal was of certain characters. So in my mind, I feel is Lion King is a legendary movie, and being that it is a legendary movie, it's like it didn't really need to be touched. It was perfect as is. Now you could maybe add to it, but in certain elements that they added to it, I thought was pretty cool. But in some cases, I was like, ew. But we're gonna just kind of go down the list. Uh, Real quick, Mufasa. James Earl Jones, nah, he was just being Mufasa. Sarabi, they did some new things with Sarabi that I was like, okay, all right. Rafiki, wasted character, wash. He had absolutely nothing to do in this movie. Um, Scar was horrible. I don't know why Chawie Ejiofor, I think I pronounced his first name right. Why they allowed him to do what he did in this movie, but it was appalling. And what he did for the song "Be Prepared," needless to say, I really just wanted. I laughed. I laughed my butt off. Like you can't be serious. Uh, this is what you do. You take this song out, give Beyonce her own, and then leave me with this. Yeah, I'll hard pass. Um, Nala, childhood Nala was cool. Kid Simba was cool. Beyonce as Nala. I mean, I I will be the first person to admit I liked her portrayal of Nala. And I'm not saying that she acted it well, but I could hear the passion in her voice when she would say her lines. She she actually sounded like she was a fan of this movie. Like when she would give her lines, it was almost like she was giving them, especially as an adult knowledge. She had it with such passion that I was like, I could believe that she was really in love with Simba. Um, Donald Glover is adult Simba. I will take a hard pass because I feel like he should have been kid Simba. Now, my wife was asking me, well, do you like Donald Glover? I was like, I don't really have a problem with him. Like, I like his portrayal of Prowler in Spider Man. I think if they actually give him the Prowler suit, he will be actually a pretty cool Prowler. He'll have to bulk up. I would say he definitely need to bulk up a little bit, but he would be a pretty cool Prowler. Um, they actually was going to have him be FX. He was going to do a Deadpool animated series, and he was going to play Deadpool, which I think would have been pretty cool. Um, but they were like, nah. When Ryan Reynolds was like, nah, bro, I kind of got like a monopoly on the Deadpool character, so no. So I ended up like so I kind of understand that from that perspective, but I just really didn't think that he was good as adult Simba because when it came time for him to be an adult, once he got the Pride Rock, I just didn't believe it. Um, he would have probably did a better kid Simba. I would have been more believable. Just because of the softness in his voice and things like that, I just didn't get it. Now, with that though, I do like compared to the original. I like how they kept this narrative of yes, he's an adult, but he has the mindset of a child because he never mentally grew up, and I like that. I like that because he ran away and he didn't have to. So I liked that portrayal and what they did with that. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, Zazu, whatever. I don't care. I don't like Zazu in the animated movie, so I could care less about the live action one. Timon and Pumbaa are the best things of this movie. Like I never really cared for Timon and Pumbaa in the animated movie, but this movie I was like Timon and Pumbaa are actually pretty cool. They actually like Seth Rogen was really it was pretty funny as Timon was as Pumbaa. I don't know. I can't remember the actor's name for that was Timon, but I really liked what they did with Timon and Pumbaa. It was really cool. Even when it came time for Pumbaa to attack the hyenas, uh, I really liked the idea they were pushing for anti-bullying. I thought that was really cool, and a really nice message for kids. Thought that was really cool. The hyenas. I thought they were Keegan Michael Key yet again. I liked that I couldn't tell almost that it was him. But after listening for a minute, I could recognize it was him. And I mean, he was pretty funny. Um, but they did something interesting with the hyenas that I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to spoil it because it's different from the animated movie that I really did like. Um, it's the same thing with Scar as well. They did something with Scar where I was like, man, if you do a prequel movie, if you were to do any type of sequel to this live action movie, make a prequel. Don't make that do not make Lion King 2. That movie is abominable. No one asked for it. Don't make it. Just make that prequel that you kind of saw. They kind of gave you a little taste of something. Where I was like, hmm, I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more of this. It's like when you go to Sam's Club and it's Saturday and it's the day where you get all the free samples and you get this free sample of something that you didn't realize that you wanted, but when you ate it, you was like, I want this. I don't know why, but I really want this, and that's what we got here. Like I like what they did with this, with the little bit they added with his character. Um, like I said, beat for beat, it's basically like the same movie. Like there were some things they did different, but it wasn't much. Um, I think there were some opportunities to do a little bit more, and they chose not to, and they played it safe. When they kind of really could have stepped out there and really went bold. I think, and I'm going to talk about later my problem with the live action remakes. I want to explain that a little bit later, but I liked what they I liked what they did with the cinematography when they would show you landscapes, when they would show you the Sahara, the Pride Rock. I really liked that, and then I hated it too because we spent so much time sometimes on. I kid you not. There's a moment in this movie where they spend 20 minutes, 20 whole minutes on hair. And I was like, seriously? This is what you pad your runtime with? Like I could have thought of five things at least you could have padded your runtime with. But not this. Like I thought that was too much. I think they wasted their time in some cases they wasted their time with certain things. Um Now the music. The songs with the little kids, with the little cubs. I just can't wait to be king. That was cool. Uh, like I talked about, be prepared already. I will not talk about that again because that's just how much I hate it. Akuna Matata was pretty cool. Um, that was kind of to me. Akuna Matata actually was the only song that Donald Glover had where he was singing. He only had two songs, but of the two, that was the only one that I was like, you can hear his voice. Uh, when Can You Feel the Love Tonight? I had a major problem with that. Not just the fact that he had you couldn't hear his voice rather, but I also had the problem with the fact that all this was supposed to take place at night. In the animated movie, it took place at night. The name of the song is "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." I got more of Can you feel the love this afternoon or this early evening. That's kind of what I got, and I'm like, this ain't it. I don't know what this is, but this ain't it. You need to take this back and redo this. Uh, Beyonce's new song "Spirit" was in there. It was pointless. That didn't need to be in there. It was almost basically as if they Disney had to feel something contractually because she was like, I'm not doing this movie unless I get the singles, unless I get the solo, and they just pandered because that song was like, all right, I mean, whatever. And I just think like it wasn't needed. Like I felt like it was a totally pointless moment and it didn't add to the movie. It was just like just it was something else that padded runtime. And I think that's what this movie did. Like it took things out and then it was like, all right, we took things out and that was really part of our runtime. What do we do? All right, let's stuff this stuff in. And it's like, all right, well, you stuffed it with things that were not significant, and I'm like, man, this is pointless. Um, there's a lot of cases like like I said, it was beat for beat the same movie. Like I said, Rafiki was pointless. There was points where Rafiki was actually dropping knowledge, and the only knowledge he dropped was look into the water, and I was like, wow, wow, all right. But this was directed by Jon Favreau, the same dude who did Jungle Book, which I still haven't seen Jungle Book, which I need to watch because I heard it was really good. But I just and this is where it kind of gets into my problem with these remakes. I feel like a lot of these remakes are just cash grabs that you're profiting off of the fact that you that there's younger kids, that the kids that were the people that were kids when you originally brought this stuff out, they now have kids, and let's profit off of that, because the adults gonna want to see this and they gonna take their kids more than likely. um and I'm like, which is a that's part of marketing. I don't really have too much of a problem with it. It's a business. You have a business, you cater to your audience, and you market that thing to make money. But I feel like these remakes aren't adding to the original product. It's actually taking away from the original product. Um, Beauty and the Beast, for instance, did not, in my opinion, did nothing to add to Beauty and the Beast. Like, I could watch the original and be okay. Like, it didn't add anything for me. The only one that I am willing to fall on my sword on, that I think is going to add or even replace the original, is Mulan. Just because I think Mulan is going to be culturally accurate, and I would love to see what they actually do with that. The example I gave to my wife was the idea of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but made by Disney, and I'm like, so, like, but with the character of Mulan. I'm like, so you don't say less. As long as them fight scenes are good. Because if them fight scenes not good, I'm gonna have a serious problem with that movie. But outside of that, like, I just feel like these remakes are just cash grabs, and it's a case of not making something original. Like, you don't have the ability to make something original, so you just keep making copies of a copy. Like, Lion King isn't even an original story, so it's just like you're making a copy of a copy of a copy, and it's like, dude, seriously? Like, just create something new. Like, I think that's my biggest problem with stuff that's coming out now. That is nothing new. Everything keeps being a rehash of a rehash, and and it's diluting the original. And I'm like, just create something new. One thing I can say about DC, love their movies or hate them, but at least they original. Like, they will pull the DC movies will pull some stuff out the crack of their butt, but at least it's original. Like, you will say, I can honestly say I have never seen I can honestly say, looking at this, I've never seen somebody do something like this. And it's originality. And I think that's kind of where I'm at right now. Maybe in this stage of my life, or just in general with movies, I want something original. Like, I don't even care if it's a sequel. Like, just be original. Don't rehash a rehash of a rehash. Just give me something original. Give me something different. And I think that's what we kind of lacking here, with this film. That it lacks soul. Like, it's because it's been rehashed so many times. You diluted essentially the soul of this movie. Because honestly, I wasn't looking for this movie. Like, I was only going to see this because my wife wanted to go see it, and I was spending time with my wife because she loves Disney. But it's like, this gotta stop doing rehashes of rehashes of rehashes. Do something original. But just kind of wrap this up, because I don't want to belabor this video any longer. If I was to grade this movie, I'm giving this movie a solid C. It is getting a C for me. It is mediocre. It is just okay. Like, it went from legendary to, like, I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. And I shouldn't have to say that about Lion King. Like, the Lion original one is amazing. And it's like, okay, this should be amazing or very close to amazing. But it's just okay. And I'm disappointed, honestly. It's just like, this this shouldn't just be okay. Now, there are some things. There is just one line in this movie, and it's crazy that it did it with one line. That there was one line in the movie where I was just like, man, I really like that. It was a conversation between Mufasa and Scar, and Scar said this line, and I was like, man, I really want to see that movie, but probably never gonna see it. Gotta just picture it in my head. So if you guys like what you see, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell for all original content and all up-to-date content. And check out our Facebook page as well. This weekend is Comic-Con weekend, so we will be posting we'll be posting new stuff and announcements as they come out. All right. With that being said, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.